So,
get the podcast going
this is the very first podcast that we have been talking about doing
for years.
Not years.
No, I'm joking.
For a very long time. And I didn't think we'd be here doing this, and here we are. And if you could only see the setup right now, I mean, it's as professional as we can get it, but it does look nice. And here we are, we're finally doing this podcast.
We are.
So, a little about myself is, I'm Matt.
What's up, Matt?
What's up? This is Youssef. And we started off on TikTok, helping people out with mental health, and we always wanted to branch off into our own podcast. I stopped doing mental health broadcasts on TikTok because it was too mentally taxing, and plus I felt a lot of people were taking advantage of me in a sense where they would lie and say stuff like this and message me, and it was just too overwhelming. But you know, it was nice while it lasted, and Youssef did the same exact thing. And
Did it for like a month.
how did you feel about it?
I mean, yeah, it felt good at the end of the day, like helping people and shit. But like I said, it does get exhausting. Like you start worrying about other people, and like some people took it as a joke.
And then they message you outside of it, and it's just very mentally taxing, especially when people are talking about a lot of things where it comes to their life, and you know, not wanting to be around anymore, and having to deal and take on all that energy from numerous different people that are in your messages, and you don't want to not help them, so obviously you're going to answer them. So that's why I stopped doing it, and now here we are on the podcast. So what we're going to talk about today is Andrew Tate.
The man of the year. The man of the year.
So,
it has to be, bro.
If you don't know who Andrew Tate is, I don't even know why I'm asking. I'm sure you know who Andrew Tate is. He is all over the web.
Number one.
He's all over TikTok. He's all over YouTube. He's all over the streaming services. Quite a guy, and everybody's listening to this guy. He's got a lot of things to say about a lot of different things, and some people think he's radical. Some people think what he says is spot on accurate.
Yeah, facts.
And he's speaking for like everybody else and how they really feel. But there's a lot of different takes on Tate. So
he is crazy. That's we can all agree on that.
So what was something you were thinking about earlier? Like, what are some of the things he says that caught you off guard?
Well, the whole point is, like, I saw a video today which says, like he's turning boys into men. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Which is, like, to me, like, I grew up around that shit. Like, I grew up being man and, like, knowing what to do by the age of 16. Like, you know, you can work and be on your own and all that. Like, that's why I've been around. Like, that's how my dad put the mindset in my head.
Yeah.
Most people here, they don't have that. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're not prepared for the real world. Which is, like, in high school, they should show you how to do that. Which they should show you, like, hey, when you, like, yeah, you can open a credit card when you're 18, but show me how the fuck to open a credit card. You know what I'm saying? Not telling me that, yeah, you can do it, but how I'm doing it. So a lot of people fucking going through mistakes and shit because they don't have that. But that guy, he points out facts about this. Like, as a man, you have roles that you need to do as a man. You know what I'm saying? But it goes, some people agree with him, some people don't. It's whatever at this point. But he does say some good and bad stuff. So we can...
There's a lot of things I can agree with on what Andrew Tate says, and a lot of the stuff can come off extreme, but I feel like the intentions he has doesn't mean to sit there and throw people off, but he's rather speaking on how he genuinely feels and how people really do feel, but don't want to say it, you know what I mean? And another person who is not Andrew Tate, do you know who Dan Bilzerian is?
Yeah.
So he was on a podcast the other day, and he was talking about women, how men constantly feel like they have to police over their women, where if a guy is hitting on his wife or his girlfriend, they feel like they have to, like, intervene and do this, when in reality, like, what Dan Bilzerian says was men shouldn't have to police their women. Like, if a guy is hitting on a girl, you shouldn't have to be like, hey, like, that's my girl. Like in a sense, like, she should be able to sit there and stand for herself, because there's times where, what are you going to do? Like, a girl is a girl. Men are naturally going to flirt with them, hit on them, especially when you're not around. So what are you going to do? You can't be around while other guys are like hitting on her, so they should know how to handle these situations versus men having to constantly intervene and like take everything in their own control and like put everything in their own hands. So like, for example, if you're with your girl and some guy goes up to her, whether it's in front of you or while you're with her, she should straight up just say like, I'm married, I have a man, like cut it short, like that's it, you know what I mean? Versus you having to intervene and say something, because there's going to be a time and a place where you're not there and somebody else is going to hit on your girl or say something and you're not going to be there to do anything about it. So they should know what to say and what to do. And the rules are also switched with men too, like if a girl's flirting with you.
But it's also like you have to look at it that way. It's how the girl put herself out. Like how does she display herself?
Like,
does she put her does she display herself as like, I want that attention? You know, like with these days, how girls, women, they wear, it's like they want that attention. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's different. It's really is. I mean, I get your point. Like, yeah, you're not gonna always be there. They should be able to control the situation. You're right. But then it also display like how you displaying yourself. Are you walking around with really shorts and all that?
Looking for attention.
Yeah, and like expecting nobody to hit on you?
Mm-hmm.
It's no. If you put a nun walking down the street or somebody with a booty short walking down the street, who's gonna get hit on more than? You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying like we should all girls should wear like a. No, I'm just saying it's the way of displaying yourself out there. It's the way of like if you want to be respected, you gotta look respectful.
Of course, and I think some of that, there's one or two routes with that. So one could sit there and say, and both of these, keep in mind, I think are wrong. One could sit there and blame the culture and say, well, this is the culture we're in. This is the new norm, where it's where people are dressing this certain way.
The new wave.
The new wave, where some women are wearing leggings and like really tight pants that are like revealing their butt, or if their chest is sticking out and stuff like that. So they could just be doing it for the culture because that's the new norm and that's how people apparently dress nowadays. Or someone could be doing it strictly for being like, no, I'm not wearing this because it's the norm. I want attention. Like I want
most
guys
girls
to
do
look
that for attention.
Yeah, I know. No, I can understand, but there's a lot of them I'm sure that don't, and just because it's part of the norm and it's like what the society, at least in the United States, of how people dress, so they just kind of stick with that agenda. You get what I'm saying?
But it is like the era we're going through. It is. That's how the whole situation about like hitting on girls and girls hitting on guys and all that's how the system is set up to be.
And if you are wearing those clothes just because it is the norm, at the end of the day, like men and women are going to make their own decisions on what they wear. But I feel like if someone comes up to you and you're in a relationship, you're in a marriage, you shouldn't entertain it. Like you shouldn't be exchanging social media with somebody.
Oh yeah, of course. No, that should be a red line.
Well, both men and women sometimes will be in a relationship and they'll be, well, I got a boyfriend, I got a girlfriend, I got a husband, I got a wife. But here's my social media. Like in a sense, you're entertaining it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It should be something that's like
dropped right there.
Dropped right there. I am a man. No, thank you. Walk away. Walk away. Just walk away. Don't entertain it.
Don't even answer it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, just something to just push to the side. But, you know, in a society we're in right now where so many people, you know, the infidelity rate right now I think is, and I'm not sure how high it is compared to what it is before, and maybe somebody can correct me on this, but I believe, and I don't have like any sources or anything, but I think, and I'm sure a lot of other people would agree, that the infidelity rate and everything right now is much higher now than what it was before. You know what I mean? I feel like people nowadays are a lot easier and quicker to like get with somebody.
Oh yeah,
and hook up with somebody.
Oh, of course.
Back then, compared to back then, where a long time ago, like whether you're Muslim or Christian or Jewish, you know, a lot of people wouldn't do any of that stuff until marriage. Like, you know what I mean?
Not even that; it wasn't even available to them, like as if available right now.
Like
it's out there way more than it's out there back then. Like it's more like you can get it quicker than back then. Like it wasn't that much, like clubbings and going out and partying. Like yeah, it would happen, but it wouldn't be as normal and as big as today. You know what I'm saying? Right now it's easy. It's out there. It's right there. You know what I'm saying? Back then, like these shit used to happen. Yeah, used to happen private. You know what I'm saying? Like when you throw a party, like you know how you're always supposed to keep it low key. You know what I'm saying? Right now, everybody throw parties. It's out there. It's quicker. You can grab it easily now. So that's why you can get into. So that's why you got to be careful of. Everything is easier now.
No, of course. And plus, a lot of people will sit there and do something, whether they cheat on their spouse or their significant other and whatnot. And a lot of people will sit there and instantly not take accountability for their actions, and they'll blame other variables, like, oh, it was the alcohol, it was this, it was that. Well,
everybody, nobody's perfect. If somebody comes to me and tell me they're perfect,
but you can no, of course not. But you can't use things like this as an excuse.
No, it's not an excuse, but that's what people do. That's us as human. We like to, as much as we want, not put the blame on ourselves.
But of course, but I know a lot of people that have cheated and said, oh, it's because I was drinking, it was because of this, that. And there's been times where when I used to drink, where even as trashed as I was, I would if I was in a relationship, I still wouldn't entertain anybody else, because I knew as messed up as I was, I still knew right from wrong. If I saw a fire, I'm not gonna jump into it. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, but sometimes drugs can be more controlling.
Okay, so now that's a different situation, and I'm talking about if you were per se to be roofied or drugged or something like that. That's when you're not doing things, but people are more or less taking advantage of you because you have less control of yourself. Not in a sense where you're putting yourself out there, but you have less control of yourself to defend yourself, and you're not in the state you black out. People can black out.
You wake up, you don't even know what the fuck happened.
You could black out or just be so messed up, and you think your morals are still good, and you're well, your intentions are so good, but somebody else's intentions aren't good, and they're trying to take advantage of you. Oh, this person's messed up. They're going to be more vulnerable. We're not in a sense they're always vulnerable, but they're vulnerable in a sense of they're not completely there.
They're not there. They're not in their mind.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But at the end of the day,
they're the ones who put themselves into this. You know what I'm saying?
But the way I also look at it is, if you're in a relationship, or say if I'm in a relationship, I'm in a marriage, and my significant other is entertaining somebody else, or it doesn't even necessarily cheat on me, but is entertaining somebody else, which is in a sense I still believe is still cheating. You know what I mean? Not to a full extent of hooking up with somebody, but if someone's flirting with you and you're entertaining the conversation, you're giving them your social media. Come on.
But it depends. What do you mean by entertaining? What is?
I literally mean if someone's coming up to you, hey, this and that. Oh, what's your Instagram? Oh, you look very beautiful. What's this? What's that?
Flirting.
Flirting, and you're entertaining in a sense where you're carrying on with the conversation versus cutting it short. I wouldn't want to be with somebody like that.
Yeah.
I would not want to be with somebody like that.
But you gotta also know that's a common thing. Everybody. Girls having guys friends, it's normal. To me, I don't like that.
Of course, no, and I don't like it either.
You know what I'm saying? If a girl is a girl, she can do whatever she wants to do. You know what I'm saying? But for me, if I want to get into a relationship, that's one of the first questions I ask about. It's yo, I want to beside your dad, I'm the only guy in your life. You know what I'm saying? This is it. And if she agrees on that,
and that's also in a very traditional Muslim way too.
It's it's Muslim. Well, but me as a guy, my moral is yo, this is mine. You know what I'm saying? This is mine. Nobody's having what I have. Bro, as Sheikh put this in a beautiful wording. Some guy come up to him. He's you guys force the women to cover head to toes and all of that. He's oh, why you guys have them do that? First of all, the Sheikh told him, he's no woman is forced to wear this. No one.
Yeah, no, of course not.
No woman's wearing. And second of all, he put it in this example. He's if you have $1 million in your hand, cash, he's would you go around showing it to people?
You're gonna protect it. Of course.
You're gonna hide it and protect it.
Yeah, of course. You're
gonna. And he was the Sheikh was the woman is even want more than $1 million to us. A woman is so valuable to us. That's how much we care about a woman. That we want it to be protected and in all ways. It's not even just with marriage. A brother, if you go back home, a brother will protect his sister no matter what. In the same way as a man protecting his girlfriend about he won't let her not let her, but if guys were trying to hit on her, he won't let her go in the street by herself. He
of course,
her, you know,
it's a duty that a man should have. You know,
it's not just about
exactly. And every woman, whether you're in a relationship or a marriage, you want who you're with, you want to feel safe and protected. But when you're out alone in an alleyway, you're not going to feel safe. You're not going to.
Yeah, but don't put yourself.
But if you're with your significant
don't put yourself in an alleyway.
No, of course, but you get the point of the matter I'm trying to make is you have Like, whether you're in an alleyway or anywhere. Like, you're alone. You know what I mean? There's other people out there that you don't know. You don't trust these people. Obviously, you're not going to trust people you don't know. But if you're with your man, you're going to automatically feel at least a little safer.
No.
Like, you know what I mean?
You should. Yeah. You should. You're not by yourself anymore.
No, yeah, of course.
But these days, a girl, these days, like, I'd rather have a girl than a man next to me. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? Like talking about Tay, like Andrew, that's why I say he turned boys to men.
Welcome back. So, what were we talking about?
Andrew.
Andrew who?
Fuck you.
Andrew Tate.
Andrew
Tate.
Yeah, the internet is going crazy about him right now.
So it's almost like overnight, this guy and I remember I didn't know who the fuck Andrew Tate was. When did you actually know who he was?
When he blew up on TikTok.
When? Can you think? Like when?
Probably like 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago. It's been like a month where I just seen this bald guy with headphones and like glasses smoking a cigar, and I'm like, who is this guy? And like obviously the videos had a lot of attention, so I'm like, fuck it, like I guess I'm gonna watch. And like this guy would just talk about so much shit where either like whether you loved him or hated him, you're still gonna watch the fucking video.
Bro, like his personality is like catchy. Like
it's like a WWE wrestler character.
Bro, he knew he was gonna get that attention.
He's like the Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
Bro, he's like number one trending right now, bro. Number one on TikTok without even having an account, which is it's nuts. It's nuts. Some of the shit he says makes sense, some of it doesn't. But I mean, like, he constantly say like, "This is how I live." I'm not telling you guys how you live. I'm telling you how I live and how I like. That's the code. You know, that's how I do it.
And all the comments on all the videos, Tate W. Have you ever seen that?
No.
You ever went to the comments of the videos?
No, not
like
really.
all the videos, it says under all his comments, Tate W. Like even if he's wrong, like you know what a W is? Like a win.
Yeah.
Comment.
Yeah. I think he's gonna keep trending for a while.
Where do you think he's gonna be in 5 years? Do you think this is gonna be a phase where in like a month, like people are just gonna stop talking about it, or do you think this is gonna like get like way more, where this guy's gonna become huge?
It depends on how he does it. If he's just doing this for temporary, because he said I started this for fun. You know?
But he's having fun.
Yeah, that's what he is. It's all about.
Think about how much money this guy's got. He's gonna kill time. Like,
yeah.
So you don't think he's gonna continue to do this?
Like I said, if he's gonna stay constantly with it,
you had to guess.
I feel like, bro, he said he doesn't want this. Like, it's not something he just wanted to fuck around. He's like, yo, I just want to control TikTok, and he did. And that's why I feel like he's gonna be like, boom, and just like disappear. And then like once in a while he will drop. Like his Instagram is still gonna be popping, but like I think his videos on podcasts and shit, I don't think he has time for this. I feel like
he's got a lot of time.
No, I don't feel like he got time.
Well, he's a boss.
He's a boss, but I don't feel like
he's a top G.
Top G, bro.
He's a top G.
He's a top G.
He's a top G.
Top G, but I don't know. I feel like it's him. If he stays constantly with this, he's gonna keep blowing up. For all that fucking shit he says, people, and like what makes him popular more is people commenting on his shit and like showing him hate and telling him like that's only making him go up.